6. Cultural traces are remnants left in place by cultural life. They exist in a non-material and material state. In fact, everything you're seeing here is a cultural trace. From the sound of a rolling skateboard to the words used by an onlooker as they experience the skateboarder perform in front of them. This film will examine how the cultural traces of skateboarding take and make place in line with particular cultural ideas and ideals, as well as their engagement with other cultures. Anderson and Preston describe place to be humanised versions of space that are drenched in cultural meaning. This is a dynamic phenomenon that skateboarding is able to have a massive influence on, in the act of taking and making a place. In this example, we notice a car park with a banked wall. Skateboarders take this space away from the cultural ideas and ideals of local authority, making it function in parallel to their own, translating it into a new path for mobility. This is done in an instant and only for an instant. In this, skateboarders humanise space, adding movement, sound and emotion to what could otherwise be seen as a mundane place of finite meaning to a finite group of people. Skateboarding, however, challenges this concept. This clip of Polar Skate Crew in Los Angeles transporting their own temporary structures to space, again showing the ability to translate a place to become in line with their own cultural ideals, to be mobile. Referring to theories of power, it could be argued that skateboarders, unless challenged by authority, are a dominating power, of which Anderson, 2015, page 79, describes as the power to define.
Oh, I work here, man. I'm in the park. What's wrong?
Where's your badge?
Skateboarders here demonstrate the ability to create their own definition of the place of a New York City public bus, redefining who rides the bus and where they ride. Referring to theories of resistance, we are able to further our understanding of the behaviour of skateboarders transgressing from certain cultural ideas and ideals.
That's it, we good.
Hainfler, 2004, highlights the lack of desire for total revolution. Instead, skateboarders aim to temporarily contest and transgress hegemonic culture.
You on the place? What is this?
Every spot, skateboarders resist hegemonic culture, and this is done in microdoses, over and over again. Skateboarders show characteristics that work in parallel to Hainfler here, where instead of the shown skate crew Lurk NYC focusing their efforts on staging a giant, universal protest to private security firms in New York City, they partially contest them, one by one, simply seeing it as part of their day-to-day life, in resistance.
Let's rock and roll!
Deleuze and Guattari, 1986, proposed the notion that resistance is an ongoing multi-layered process, rather than an all-out destructive refusal. Multiple layers of resistance can be seen here, from the act of pursuing skate spots with known security to leaving behind paint, wax and scrapes on surfaces, signalling creative appropriation to other skateboarders, as described by Francisco Vivioni, 2012. Here, local Cardiff skater Dan Bunn faces resistance from local business owners for the cultural traces of skateboarding left in front of their shop. This is reflective of Anderson, 2015, page 143, as he describes the nature of urban landscape to value mobility for profit over mobility for pleasure. The skate stoppers shown here on the bench and also on the bank at the Cardiff University building are a prime example of the complex relationships and indirect, non-verbal interactions between other cultures. While there are some incredible examples of the engagement of the skateboarders and the mainstream earlier in the film, I would like to draw our attention to the three incredible examples from New York City. Here, the attempts to cleanse place are visible, audible, and in line with those as described by Anderson.
Come on, what you doing? This
trying to ride on
this
it.
our building.
Tell them
Maybe just 20.
bring a police helicopter and a SWAT team.
Tell them to bring the back.
second most important relationship is the engagement with the outsider.
Michael Jackson, right? Michael.
Boy, what's going to boy? Don't go into boy.
It could be argued that the theories of partnership described by Kellerman reciprocate this relationship between skateboarders and the outsider.
Do you want to try and jump over me?
The rebellion of skateboarders is often noticed by a succinct group of society that may wish to rebel themselves, other outsiders. The notion of skateboarders and their magnetism, their inherent ability to attract outsiders, is something lesser discussed within academia. These people are the introverted and extroverted rebels and outlaws of society, varying from the homeless to anyone who has an internal streak of rebellion, curiosity, or creativity.
Can I ask you something? Off camera, please. Where do I find weed in the city?
It's for the village and all the good people that's out there. And we thank y'all for coming.
What would you like to smell?
What do you want to smell?
Well, I just had a tuna salad, so can't smell any worse than that.
Here we can see the partnership previously argued in fruition. Here the skateboarder is encouraged to try another trick. A camaraderie is built by two complete strangers, outsiders. The most beautiful thing about this partnership is the lack of limits, from age to gender and ethnicity.
That's awful.
He's all right on one side. You're all right on one. I know where you got your cap. You got it on your head.
In summary, skateboarders demonstrate an incredible ability to achieve dominant power in place. This conclusion should be treated without isolation, as their method in achieving this could be applied to other cultures wishing to do so. It should also be noted that treating skateboarders and other subcultures as the unorthodox will only stimulate their culture further, and adding an increased stress to those who wish to challenge it.
With a guy in there.